This is a new design of a cage we're working on. We're thinking about working with some panther and veiled chameleons because there never seems to be enough of them on the market. Out here in the Florida sun, see, this is South Florida, a lot of animals you can keep outside year-round. Now, the last winter was really cold, coldest winter we've had in 20-plus years. That's what killed all of those so-called problem snakes in the Everglades, which was a crock. We all knew that from the beginning. However, so this is some design we're working on, and we put a couple animals in to see how they fare in the sun. If you look over here, now this cage here is what we call a nursery cage. It's got 1/4-inch mesh instead of 1/2-inch mesh, and it's got latches on both sides so that there's no spacing. Now what we do is we take animals that exhibit specifically nice color, or animals that we're raising up for whatever reason we have, and we put them in here. Now there's a really nice looking little baby black and white Tegu that we have in here.
That's the baby, my baby.
Is that a fact?
There he is.
There he goes.
That's a fat cry.
Now you see that is a beautiful animal. You see how dark he is and how his head stayed. Usually they change color, but his head stayed nice and golden. I want to raise him up and to see what that can produce. Also, raising him out here in the hot sun is not real conducive to them being so friendly. So you notice when I'm touching him, you got to be a little bit careful because an animal like that can give you a nasty bite. So that's why we get the babies from the beginning. Now, if you look over here, this is a project we had worked on from last year. These are some animals we raised up. Now, they didn't produce anything this year, but these are the Paraguayan black and white Tegus. This is our 5th generation with them. I've got a couple of males and a couple of females in here. They're also ready to eat. It's their time, and they're both going to be big enough next year to breed. Both of these are females we're going to add to the stock. Yeah, sure. If you're looking back here, here's another one of the animals we're raising up. This is my son's project. He's really into the blue Tegus. And if you look at the blue Tegus here, this one we just moved out here. This was last year's baby who was a little stunted in growth. When we moved him out here just last week, really stepped up his eating. He's looking to eat right now. I'm going to see if I can grab him and show you. Let me show you the difference between the black and whites. Now, generally speaking, the blues are really a much tamer animal. Once I have them in a second. Now, if you look, what you're looking for is the teardrop in the corner of the eye, as well as the black nose. That's what separates the blues from the black and whites. Otherwise, some people look at them and go, hey, what's the difference between them? He tried to bite me, I wouldn't let him. Once you keep these things outside in this hot sun, especially in the middle of the day, it's 90+ degrees out here. So you got to be careful when you're grabbing them. Also, you want to be careful not to upset them. That animal should be old enough, not next year, but the year after to breed. Now here's more black and white, more red and white Tegus. If you see this female, we actually got about 35 babies from this female. See the scarring on their back. It's another thing about breeding Tegus specifically. A lot of animals, they get pretty torn up when you're breeding them. She's a really good animal, voracious eater. But you see she's got scarring and regenerated tail. Beautiful red and white Tegu though. Here's another one of our females. We got a bunch of eggs from her as well. Big, strong female. Now that's an Argentine. You see how dark red she is with the black sides? Unlike the other one, which is black, which is red and white, this is an Argentine red. Now this female, she netted us a nice this year. She also gave us eggs. Real pretty. Again, red and white. Now this is an interesting animal. This is what St. Pierre calls a monster Tegu. This is a blue and red cross. We've gotten eggs from her 3 years in a row, but I've gotten no babies. The eggs seem to be infertile for whatever reason. We're going to keep trying though. I crossed her this past year with a blue het for albino. Eggs didn't go good though, but we're going to keep up that project. I'm hoping eventually to produce some albino reds, which should be just a smoking animal. I don't see anything. Oh, there is. These next 5 or 6 cages are all blue tegus. Blue tegus seem to bury themselves a little bit more than most of the other ones. Nice big blue male. Now he's not real large as far as blue tegus go. Blue tegus full grown, a big male, get almost 4 foot, but he's a perfect age for breeding. They're more aggressive toward everything that they do. They're not fat and lazy like some of the other ones. Again, these are all blue tegus, blue tegus, blue tegus. During the winter months, we keep multiple females together. And during the summer months, we separate all the females, and we'll either rotate males out, and then once we realize if they're gravid or not, and then we'll put them in their separate cage until they lay their eggs, because some tegus, believe it or not, will eat the eggs as they're coming out of the female. So please stay tuned, and we'll show you the blue-tongued skinks.